Last week we had our first focus group on the Disciple Maker Index. And the particular topic that we looked at were the 5 key areas that we need to focus on if St. Monica is going to grow and thrive. And there was a whole list of ideas that came out of the DMI. Top 5 were, number 1, getting our youth engaged and involved and even present. Music was part of a topic, and people and being involved in the decision making of the parish was one of the topics. Catechesis was one of the topics. So it was a very fruitful discussion. Went in numerous different directions, but it was very interesting to hear what the people had to say. And in the end, people thought that it was a good use of their time, and they were looking forward to what else was going to be happening in the other focus groups that will be coming up. Elise Baker, our Director of Communication, is summarizing what we had from that session. She will be putting that out relatively soon. The things that came out of this focus group listening session was something that was reflected in the talk that we had on the synod, on synodality, or how do we listen to the Holy Spirit as a church. And it was not so much a theme, but something that was underlying what was being discussed, and that was the misinformation or misunderstanding about what the Catholic Church truly believes and truly teaches. I'll give you 2 examples. One of them happened to do with annulments, and somebody in the session said, you know, the trouble with annulments, Father, is they're ridiculously expensive, and that's the way people don't get them. And I said, they're free. And there was silence in the room, and I looked at the person again, and I said, they're free. We haven't charged for annulments in years. And they said, well, we didn't know this. And I said, I talked about it in my homilies on the parish. I put it on the parish website. I've talked about it written about it in my blog. The Archdiocese has talked about this for years. So the question is, why is this incorrect, wrong, false, bad information persistently out there when it comes to annulments? I've put a link down below about annulments for the Archdiocese of Philadelphia and some information there. Another topic, and it came under the idea or the topic of community building and welcoming, and that was the Church's position on people with same-sex attractions. And a lot of what I heard and the staff heard had us go back and said, you know what, they're getting bad information, or they're getting wrong information. I can tell you right now, if you get your information on this topic or on human sexuality and the Catholic Church in general from any news site, you're going to get information that is either not properly nuanced or twisted or biased or just plain wrong. And same thing, I put a couple of links here on what the Catholic position actually is. Father Mike Schmitz has some great information on it that I've linked to here. The United States bishops have written about this. The Pennsylvania bishops have written about this. And it is all related and built upon the 1997 document, John Paul II's Theology of the Body, which I've also linked here. And there have been numerous discussions and books and videos and courses written about this. I think very few people understand what the Church teaches, and especially what John Paul II was trying to say in this idea, in his Magnus Opus on Theology of the Body. And so we've got some sessions coming up on welcoming and community building. We've got a session coming up on catechesis, and I think it's going to be really important that we do a real deep dive on this. On what we really truly believe and what we truly teach, and why is the information that is out there and is prevalent so misinformed. What John Paul II wrote was truly profound and extremely beautiful about human sexuality. So let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Let's see where we're going with this, and let's see what we can do so that people truly can feel welcome. But it's also important that Catholics, active Catholics, understand their faith and know what is true and what is not. And in this way, when we can enter into the discussion, we're entering into those discussions from a position not of invincible ignorance, but of a position of knowledge and also of wisdom and a pastoral approach and a loving guidance as well. It's going to be an interesting conversation, and very much looking forward to it. And I wish you a great rest of your week.